Today we are not really reacting to, it's not like a react channel reading something. We have an article from entrepreneur.com. You know, when more mainstreamish magazines start entering the collectible hobby, I don't know, I get very You know, it's the same thing when they started talking about crypto, and then when they started talking about tech, the new wave, and 0. You know, obviously back then I was a child, but I loved reading about all this stuff because you gotta be aware of how finance and economies work when you're investing in anything. You want to be informed and not just listen to one YouTuber. So yeah, like, don't just listen to me. And again, I'm no financial advisor. But so you know, I do my research, and when you start reading articles of mainstream websites entering niches that they know nothing about, just wow. 10 reasons to invest in rare Pokemon cards. Why adding collectibles to your portfolio makes sense in 2020 and 2021. Labeled finance. This article is written by, I don't want to name him because I don't know him, maybe he's a really nice guy, but he's a blockchain influencer, investor, and advisor. So you know, we got a real Pokemon expert right here. So I'm not gonna read the entire article, but some highlights. So number 1 is the best cards are worth more than you'd think. That's true. Most people are not aware of how valuable certain cards are. True. That's not a really controversial statement. However, statement number 2 on this high quality article. True collectibles are guaranteed to increase in value. Now, I have some news for you about Pokemon Base Set Unlimited across the board. I have some news for you about Pokemon Base Set First Edition in the lower grades, about evolutions, about Champions Path, about literally anything Pokemon apart from PSA 10 First Edition. Didn't increase in value. It all went down to shit. Now that doesn't mean there's no future in this. Again, this channel is about collectibles and card games. I'm plenty bullish on vintage cards, but telling random people not into this stuff, yeah? Random people. This is entrepreneur.com. This is not a Pokemon forum, not a Yugioh forum, not an MTG forum. This is entrepreneur.com. You're just telling people who are looking to get rich, true collectibles are guaranteed to increase in value. Wow. There's virtually no chance of a card that's out of print decreasing in value over time. Yeah, wow. Number 3. There's a global market for Pokemon cards. That's true. Across the globe, everyone knows Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And MTG. So yeah, that's true. There's a global market indeed. However, what they turn that into is this means that if you invest in collectible Pokemon cards and decide it's time to sell, it won't be difficult to find a buyer. That's true, but at what price? Despite appearances, Pokemon card trade is far from a niche interest. The market is liquid. That's a really dangerous statement to make. Like, yes, you will find buyers, but will you find buyers at appreciated prices? Maybe not. Ask all the people who bought at the top. Ask everyone who bought in, what was it? Was October the peak or was September the peak? Ask anyone who invested in anything that isn't PSA 10 First Edition what their cards are selling for right now. You don't find buyers at those prices anymore. Now in the future you may. Again, we saw this in Pokemon Go as well. In Pokemon Go era, stuff went up and then came back down, at least the non-rare stuff, and then gradually went back up. It's normal. But again, telling random noobs that, oh, you'll always find people to sell at, you're completely appreciated. Like, holy fuck, this is dangerous. There's some rando who's gonna buy cards because of this article and get fucked. And okay, that's their fault, I guess, but you also have a responsibility as a journalist, I guess. 4, it's easy to find the price of a card. Yeah, that's true. The prices are pretty, I wouldn't say established because they're still all over the place. Like, this is still extremely speculative stuff. Anyone telling you otherwise has different incentives, but finding prices is pretty easy. 5, there are plenty of collectors out there willing to pay for rare cards. Yes, again, that's true. But again, will they pay the inflated price during the hype times? I don't know about that. I don't think you will find any collectors still paying the 7,000 for the PSA 9 base Unlim Cherry. I think even PSA 10 of that peaked at 30, then went to 15. I don't know, let me know. A lot of these cards went down hard. Sometimes 50%, sometimes 60, 70%, some 30, you know. A lot of it went down. 6, you can get to know the market quickly. here we're really entering some dangerous territory. Like, yeah, sure. You can do a couple YouTube searches, learn the difference between base, unlim, and first edition, and shadowless and non. But there's far more out there. And just because you know prices between these doesn't mean you know the market. Just because you can read what a stock ticker says doesn't mean you are able to invest in a company. Despite you being able to read, it doesn't mean you can make educated purchases, because the knowledge goes far deeper than that. Like, you can watch SM Pratt's entire catalog and still not be up to date. You can scour E4 for a month and still not be up to date. This stuff goes deep. Anyone telling you that this is just easy, simple stuff, make money quick, boom, boom, bam, they have some fucking false incentives. If you're not interested in building a collection and going after specific valuable cards, investing in a box sets is a simple way to make a profit on Pokemon cards without the need to understand the market on a deeper level. Yeah guys, just buy your fucking boxes, you don't need to know anything, and it'll go up and you'll be rich. Crazy fucking shit. Like, I guess surface level it's true. Like, I'm not really disagreeing with these points, though some of them are obviously just hype talk from someone who seemingly like doesn't have much experience in this stuff. But even so, the fact that you know that it's on this random platform where random mainstream people are and not people into Pokemon, hey, like, look at this cutie. Fucking adorable. That's just yikesing me out so much. 8. Detailed information on each card is easily available. Yeah, I'd say so. When you get into the actual higher end market, like the trophy cards, like your Kangaskhan, your Unicarb, your Scroll, all of this stuff, the information becomes a bit more scarce. Now, obviously, you go on E4 and SM Pratt's channel and various other channels, you'll find your info, but it's not as easy as, oh, I'm gonna eBay the price for this. So it depends. Again, like, yes, if you want to know the difference between base set, unlim, and first edition, that'll be real easy. But once you get into the real details and getting the finer nuances, it's no longer this easy get rich quick shit that like this article is kind of trying to imply. 9. Pokemon cards are easy to store. Purpose designed storage solutions for Pokemon cards are easily available in the form of individual pockets or binders. It's therefore exceedingly simple to keep your cards safe and organized. See, this is where I really start drawing some lines. Yes, that is easy. It sounds easy, right? It's still a risk. You are still having the risk of theft, fires, humidity, yeah? Like, even if you get a safe, be very aware that a safe can get very humid because it's locking out air. You should really look it up because it's more complex than that. But so a lot of safes don't really allow much air to come in. And so pressure changes, you get some humidity problems. And so there's a lot of cards in safes that actually completely warp and curl up and get fucked. If you want to have less risk of theft, you gotta get a safe. But if you want to have less risk of humidity damage, you need to not be in a safe, but then your house can still burn down. Cards can get lost, maybe your house gets flooded. Like, there's a lot of risk in the fact that these assets aren't actual assets. Now you could say, oh yeah, but you can get insurance for your cards. Yeah, but then you're decreasing your appreciation. Like, these things don't pay dividends, so you can't really cover those costs except for out of pocket. Will that appreciation still be worth it after all that is said and done? And like, if something bad happens, that company even reimburse you? Will they say, oh, we'll give you the full value of the card at the time or the amount you bought it for? Once again, just the fact that this is a physical object that you're storing, you are taking on risk. And so saying, oh, it's easy to store, yeah, it's as easy to store as a piece of art, but a piece of art is still hard to store compared to stock, a bond, even real estate, which, you know, has its issues, but at least that market is so established that there's a lot of laws and rules around that. That is not the case for Pokemon. That's a lawless land. Now, number 10, this is where I fucking yikesed out even more. You don't need to know the franchise. Yeah, you don't need to know shit, honestly. Like, this thing is telling me it's easy. You get your info everywhere, there's increasing demand forever, you get to know the market real easy as well, there's enough collectors paying, it's easy to find the price, there's a global market, guaranteed to go up in value, and the best cards are worth a lot. That's the article so far. Like, holy fucking shit, beyond everything being easy and simple, you also don't need to know shit. Knowledge of the franchise certainly helps if you want your Pokemon card investments to turn into a hobby. So it's a serious investment as long as you don't have knowledge, because otherwise it becomes a what? However, it's by no means necessary, especially because there are plenty of resources online to identify and assess every card. If you use resources to get information, aren't you increasing your knowledge, meaning you need knowledge? Holy fucking shit. Now, I'm sure this guy means well. He's just trying to get clicks, I guess, on his article. That puts him on the map. He can say, look how many clicks I got, entrepreneur, now pay me more money. Like, I understand there's a system that incentivizes him making this article. I'm sure he means well. He also needs to win his bread, but it's very dangerous, I feel, to start telling literal randoms that, oh yeah, it's so easy and just put your money there and guaranteed to go up and shit like that. Big yikes. So yeah, I thought this was interesting to cover. Again, this channel is about collecting, investing, Yu-Gi-Oh, but the broader card market is still very interesting to me and they all kind of work together. So I wanted to cover this. Hope you found this interesting. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.